All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This video comes from the Grassroots Army and it's titled Unbelievable. Mom questions school board on why third graders are learning about masturbating. Now, I know I've been out of school for a while, but back in middle school when we had sex ed class, it came at grade 3. That's when it was introduced to us. So yeah, third graders, just like them. And, you know, they taught it from more of a scientific perspective, literally from old 90s textbooks. You know, you learn about the body parts, you learn about pregnancy, and, you know, they gave stern warnings, you know, to avoid any type of sexual activity. Most times when kids left sex ed class, they were grossed out, making fun of it, laughing about it, you know, things like that. But now the complaints I hear is that it's more of a progressive type of teaching where they almost fantasize or entice children into sex. I'll just let the video explain it for itself. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while we watching. Now let's roll it.
Speak about the proposed changes to the family life education curriculum. In particular, the terms assigned male and assigned female at birth are not only inaccurate, they're confusing and nonsensical to most children. How, I wondered, could FCPS recommend such radical language? What experts support this and why? To get these answers, I looked at the sources FCPS has cited in their justification. But what I found was not a peer-reviewed article or recommendation from developmental psychologists or educators, but rather an opinion piece written by advocacy organizations. So I decided to learn more about them and what they stand for. And here's what I found. The first organization that FCPS looks toward to educate our children is Advocates for Youth. This organization has their own education standards, sex education standards, called The Future of Sex Ed, which I had the pleasure of reviewing. Here are some highlights. Starting in 3rd grade, 8 to 9-year-olds should learn about sexual feelings and masturbation, as well as the role of hormone blockers on young people who identify as transgender. Starting in grade 6, it's anal sex, which is necessary because in grades 9 to 10, the children learn to describe effective ways to communicate desires as they...
That's overboard. That's overboard. Why are we speaking to kids about that? I'm not even going to repeat that. But why? You know, like I said, back in the day, scientific, gross, nobody wanted to go to sex ed class. But they are literally teaching, it sounds like they're teaching kids how to do it. They're literally telling them how to do it. That's overboard, that's invasive. Those type of conversations belong to the parents and their children. You should not be telling 3rd graders, even 6th graders, you know, how to go forward and act on this stuff. Oh man.
In grade 6, it's anal sex, which is necessary because in grades 9 to 10, the children learn to describe effective ways to communicate desires as they relate to pleasure and sexual behavior. The second organization that FCPS looks toward to educate our children is called Sex Ed Honestly. They describe themselves as a national organization that promotes unfettered access to sex education for young people. And believe me, they mean unfettered. Answer has a website for teens full of information, including an article titled Anal Sex, From Stigma and Myths to Facts, that does our kids a favor by recommending lubricant for anal sex. The third organization that you look toward to educate our children is called SECUS, Sex Ed for Social Change. In February 2022, they had a webinar called The P Word, Porn Literacy and Sex Education, where the moderator said, porn can be good if sex ed is good. They said, we have to be aware of the beautiful ways pornography was invented to be a fantastical, wildly unrealistic tool. It's not about making kids stop watching porn, it's about being literate. I don't know about you, but it sounds to me like she's advocating for porn and not our kids.
Amen. Yo, all of this stuff, I promise you, is just making me think that when I have kids, I would rather just hire some teachers to teach them from home or something like that. Like, you sending your kids to school. It's like you think you're doing the right thing as a parent. Like that's what parents have always done. You send your kids to school, you think that you can just leave them there, but you can't. You have to be so diligent. I bet at least 80% of the parents in this district don't know this information that this mom does because she had to research to find it. She had to research to find this information. This is sick. It really is sick, you guys. They teaching kids about masturbation, anal sex. They telling them to use lubricant. I mean, at that point, you basically telling them, yeah, go ahead and try this stuff. I think the floodgates to sexual promiscuity need to be closed off for as long as possible. And with that being said, I think the old way they did sex education was perfect, because you didn't leave that classroom wanting to know more. It was disgusting. You know what I mean? Like back well, at least back when I was younger, around this time, second grade, first grade, third grade, you still think girls got cooties. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to get rid of these advocacy groups and put in place people who want kids to maintain their decency, not people who want to advocate for some progressive fantasized version of sex education. It's just wrong. It's wrong. It's wicked. It's nasty. But that's it for the video, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe on your way out the door. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. Until next time, I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.